Expedition 25 Commander Doug Wheelock gave a tour of the Russian segment of the orbiting complex, including the Soyuz spacecraft docked there. Wheelock showed off the station's ham radio using the call sign NA1SS to talk with people on the ground as the station flies overhead at 17,500 miles per hour. Wheelock and flight engineers Shannon Walker and Fyodor Yurchikhin all will return home to Earth this Thursday, November 25th.
Welcome aboard. It's a pleasure to have you aboard today, and I wanted to show you a little bit about our ham radio operations on board. The last several months and weeks, I've really enjoyed using the ham radio and talking to ham radio operators all over the world. Most of our contacts are normally, I find, over North America, Mexico, then into Central America, and even in the Caribbean. I've had a few contacts through South America and also in Africa. And then again, over Europe, we have several contacts that we've made over Europe, and then also in Australia and Japan. And tonight, you're in for a real treat. We're getting ready to have a pass over North America. This pass, we'll actually be entering U.S. airspace right around the mid-coast of Oregon, the state of Oregon, just a little south of Portland. And we'll be flying over the central part of the U.S. and sort of exiting U.S. airspace, if you will, right around Brownsville, Texas, and going into Mexico over the Yucatan Peninsula. So we'll get some contacts. I've had several contacts in Cuba, and that's been a lot of fun. Got a lot of great friends there, and we'll go down over South America, and you'll see how the contacts taper out as we enter into the South American airspace. And I just wanted to share this with you because it's been a lot of fun. We get a chance to look out the window quite often, and we try to do that each day. And but using the ham radio, it's a little more sparse the times I get to do that because you have to be kind of time your pass over the area where you want to make the contacts, and during the workday that's difficult to do when we got a lot of work going on down here in the U.S. segment. And the ham radio is located in the Russian service module, which is the aft part of the space station. And so lining that up with some free time and some time when people where we're calling would be awake as well, since we operate off of Greenwich Mean Time. Have to remember that we're 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, 9, 10 hours ahead of times in the U.S. And so to make contacts there, usually it falls out, it's during my evening time, either during pre-sleep or even into sleep time. Don't tell our flight directors. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's a Sunday evening, and it's getting on into the afternoon in the States. And so we should have a lot of contacts today on a weekend. And so I want you to enjoy this. Now, there are some challenges to using the ham radio on board, and I think it gets frustrating for the ground, for the folks on the ground as well, because they're making what they feel is a very clear transmission to the space station, and then sometimes I don't hear the entire call sign, don't hear the entire transmission, and so it's difficult for me to give them a call back. And I know that's hard to understand, but I want you to experience this to see, because when we enter U.S. airspace, I'll just leave the mic off on the ham radio, and I want you to listen. They'll start calling the station before we even get to the coastline. And usually on the West Coast, those early callers that we get, I'll get a clear signal and we'll get the entire call sign, and then you'll hear the barrage of call signs. And it's sort of like an alphabet soup. You hear letters and numbers coming up, and different voices from different states and different regions, and they're all coming up at the same time, and so it becomes a conglomeration of alphanumeric codes that you have to try to decipher, and you get better with it with time. But when I first started out, I was a little overwhelmed at the barrage of call signs coming in, and how to most efficiently pick out the call signs and then make those contacts. And of course, a great contact is that I hear their call sign and I call them back with our call sign, that I have them loud and clear aboard the space station. And our call sign here on the space station is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. So you'll hear that coming over the airways. So November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. our NA-1SS. You'll hear that. Sometimes people will say call just for the International Space Station. You may hear that as well. So, and then what I've been trying to do is if I get a partial call sign, I'll it's normally a string of numbers and letters, usually one number in there. And if I only hear the last couple of numbers or a couple of numbers in the call sign, I'll repeat those couple of numbers and say that I missed the first part of the call sign or the last part of the call sign, and have them call back. So normally that will whittle it down, and sometimes folks will kind of back off a little bit and allow that ground station to retransmit that signal. So a lot of times if I get a couple of letters and I repeat those back, that folks will use courtesy and allow that station to try to make contact again. And usually on that second or third time, I'll get that full call sign and be able to complete that contact. And so this will be a lot of fun. We're going to head down to the service module, and I think you'll really enjoy this. So come on along. We're coming into the to Node 1 out of the airlock, and we'll head down to the Russian service module, down to the aft end of the space station. So we'll come through here and watch your head coming into PMA1, and please watch your speed. The speed limit here is 17,500 miles per hour, and it is checked by radar. So here we go. Coming up into PMA1, and we use this for a lot of storage. We have a lot of our clothing and things, hygiene products stored in here. And coming into the Russian segment here, and down at the deck level and going nadir towards the Earth. In this location is the MEM-1, or the MRM, the Mini Research Module. And you can see down there, way down at the other end of the MEM, is our Soyuz Olympus, which we will get into. We can see all the way down into the. There's our hatch, actually. Down into the Soyuz, and actually that's Fyodor down there working to get the capsule ready for our departure. And that's where the Soyuz, that's where we docked the Soyuz back several months ago. So there's the MEM-1, and then coming from the pressurized adapter here, mating adapter, we come into the FGB, the functional cargo block of the space station, of the Russian segment. We're now in the Russian segment, and the functional cargo block is just that. It's a lot of cargo, a lot of systems in here. And see, these are all food containers that we have, and these are also some supplies and spare parts for both of the bathrooms on board, and those are located in here as well. Behind each of these panels along the wall, you could pull those panels off, and there are systems back there as well, systems in storage of different items. So we come through the FGB, and just kind of float through the tunnel here, and we'll come up on the pressurized mating adapter between the FGB and the service module. Actually, part of the service module, and we'll look nadir first, and nadir takes us into the docking compartment. And in the docking compartment is where the Russian EVAs are launched from. You can see the Orlan spacesuits that are hanging on the wall. There's Fyodor's spacesuit, and then Oleg's spacesuit that they wore on these last couple of EVAs. And then down here through this hatch is one of our Progress vehicles. That was a resupply vehicle that docked at the latest. It's Progress 40P there, that brought us resupplies, and that's docked nadir at the nadir end of the docking compartment. So turning zenith now, and we're looking zenith. We got the MRM-2, MEM-2, the mini research module that points towards deep space. It's actually on the zenith side of the space station, and Soyuz 24S, the Soyuz that Sasha and Scott and Oleg came up in October, is parked at the zenith end of the MEM-2. So you can see all the way down into the Soyuz, and there's actually the commander's seat inside of the Soyuz 24S. We'll continue down now into the service module where the ham radio is located. This is also the central post of the space station, the command post. And coming into the service module, this is the central post here where we gather in the event of an emergency. We also gather down here from time to time for meals. We try to eat meals each night as a crew. And we're coming up on the ham radio now, and this is actually the map that we use for our pass. And you can see this is our track. This is actually a program called Sigma, and you can see the red dot there. It's coming up on the Oregon coast, and so we'll be ready to pick up with our conversations with our ham radio friends here in just a few moments. And here's the ham radio, just on the starboard wall of the space station, located here, and of course the antenna is outside. We've got a pretty powerful transmitter and a receiver as well. Okay, we're here in the service module of the Russian segment, and this is the command post of the space station. We're going to go ahead and turn on the ham radio, and I'll have the microphone sort of near the speaker so you can hear the calls coming in. Again, we're November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, or NA1SS, and we're coming up on the Oregon coast now, and we'll go ahead and turn the radio on, and I'll let you listen to our transmissions as we go over the U.S.
That's NA1SS, NA1SS.
You can hear the calls come. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
NA1SS, CRAIG, and we've talked before, and I was hoping to catch you before you go home there.
I got a call from Craig. And Craig, say your call sign again, please.
Yes, November 6, Radio Sierra X-Ray. November 6, Radio Sierra X-Ray. Over, over.
Okay, November 6, Radio Sierra X-Ray. We've got you loud and clear aboard the International Space Station. Welcome aboard. It's great to talk to you again, Craig. So you can hear a little bit of the static. There's a lot of the calls coming in. So this is what we have to listen to try to... See, I got an EXB, so... I heard Echo X-Ray Bravo, missed the first part of the call sign, but this is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
Kilo Delta 0, Echo X-Ray Victor, sir.
Okay, Kilo Delta 0, Echo X-Ray Victor. We've got you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station, November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra.
Juliet Bravo.
I copied Juliet Bravo, missed the first part of the call sign, but this is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
This is November 0, Kilo Golf Mike.
November 0, Kilo Golf Mike. We've got you loud and clear aboard the International Space Station. Welcome aboard.
Okay, Colonel, very good. Nice to make a contact with you again. And hey, just a question. I saw your Twitter profile picture. Is that Everest Base Camp? Go ahead.
Yeah, it sure is. It's Mount Everest, and I was there. That was taken at base camp. Have you been there?
Oh yeah, we've been to base camp a couple of times.
Yeah, it was just such a beautiful day, and such a incredible shot of Everest that I wanted to take it there. I had my spacewalking buddy Scott Parazynski from my shuttle flight back a couple of years, 3 years ago, was trying for the summit. I just was going to base camp and then just around base camp there.
Calling November Alpha. N0WA. You said altitude kind of
N0WAR. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
November.
So you can hear a lot of the static. Got a lot of calls coming in, and a lot of them get kind of piled on top of each other.
1SS and 6RFX. Kilo Foxtrot 7.
And 6RFX. We've got you loud and clear aboard the space station. Welcome aboard November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. So you can hear a lot of the static.
back on her. Go ahead.
We're just getting bits of the call sign. Yeah, I missed the question. Over.
Yeah, what's the first dinner you're going to have? What's your first meal when you get home there, Doug? Go ahead.
First meal, huh? I don't know. Maybe Bluebell ice cream with a 2-pound bag of peanut M&Ms or something.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Well, thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great trip home. And really have enjoyed all the great contact with you on this trip. I'll let others get back in there. N1SS N6RSX 73s, Doug. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. And N6RSX, actually, I was sort of kidding about that. I'm looking forward to like fresh vegetables and fruit is really what I'm looking forward to.
I can imagine, and I'm sure you have a list of things to do and with the family and all of that. So best of luck, Doug.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you. 73 to you. 73 means best wishes. So now you can hear a lot of static, and we do have a squelch that we can control a little bit of that static. Sometimes I'll go off frequency. This is channel 1 that I'm using now, which is sort of the generic contact channel over North America. See, I missed that one. I heard KI6 and then missed the second part of the call sign. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over. It's getting really jumbled up now, losing a lot of signals. Let's see where we are. Copied Kilo Foxtrot 7 India Oscar, and then missed the last letter. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over. So it's getting really jammed up on channel 1, so I'll go to a simplex channel, channel 5, and usually that's a lot clearer. There we go. We're getting some calls over Mexico.
Zero Papa Delta.
And 0 Papa Delta got you loud and clear aboard the space station. Welcome aboard.
W0. Very good to talk to you again, sir.
It's great to talk to you again as well. I missed the call sign. It got blocked. Could you say again for the space station?
Whiskey 0 Papa Delta, W0 PD.
Okay, great. I thought I was missing a letter there. So Whiskey 0 Papa Delta, we've got you loud and clear. It's great to talk to you again aboard the International Space Station. This is Colonel Doug Wheelock, and 73 to you.
All right, 73.
So we're now over, looks like we're over central New Mexico, kind of coming down near Brownsville, kind of paralleling the Rio Grande River. Pretty quiet there tonight, but I'll make a call to see what kind of response we get. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
In Comfort, Texas, over.
Okay, calling from Texas. I missed the call sign. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over. See how hard it is to hear the...
In Comfort, Texas, over.
I heard an Oscar, so... Okay, I heard an Oscar there, and I missed the whole first part of that call sign, but this is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. I got you the last part of it loud and clear aboard the International Space Station. Welcome aboard. We're going to start.
Whiskey 5, Sugar, Sugar, Victor.
Whiskey 5, Sugar, Sugar, Victor. We've got you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station. November Alpha 1, Sugar, Sugar.
Thank you for the call, Doug. I'm working the club call today. I just want you to know our club is 90 miles southeast of Houston. We're down around Beaumont, Texas, and we're looking forward to getting home, and maybe we can have dinner when you get back. Appreciate you answering the call. Whiskey 5, Sugar, Sugar, Victor.
Whiskey 5, Sugar, Sugar, Victor. I will take you up on that. That Beaumont, that'll be a short hop for me, and we'll come over and do a little talk for your club and have some dinner together. That'd be a nice treat for me.
Well, we appreciate it, Doug. Excuse me. Dinner will definitely be on us when you get down on the ground. I'll QSL you and we'll get together. I know our club will be looking forward to it. We've got 7 or 8 of them out there right now listening, and they've been trying to talk to you, so I'm going to keep it short. Thank you, and good luck coming home. This is Whiskey 5 Sugar Sugar Victor, KB5 NBJ. Thank you. Thank you, over. Thank you, Zulu 5.
Great to talk to you. 73 to you.
Stop.
We had a couple of calls coming in there while I was answering him back, so
Nobody wave.
copied the WA5 but missed the second part. Whiskey Alpha 5, and then I missed the second part of the call sign. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.